Ladies and gentlemen, we say in hockey, statistics don't tell the whole story. In this situation, I think this is true. You ever wonder what it was like to be a defenseman on the Washington Capitals during their first few seasons? How rough it was? Well, let's give it an example. This guy was a talented defenseman, but when he ended up moving from Detroit to Washington, it was rough for the first couple of seasons until the team stabilized. So today we're going to be talking about the very skilled and the very well respected. We were growing up, we saw this defenseman as one of the bright lights of the Washington Capitals besides Yvon Labra and a few others. Of course, it's got to be Jack Lynch. Now, Jack Allen Lynch, born Toronto, Ontario, May 28, 1952, was a very young guy when he played with the Capitals. Very genial guy. Eventually played for some of the what they call lower-end teams of the NHL over the years, including Pittsburgh and Detroit, like of the 1970s. I mean, the rough go. Now, we played junior hockey, of course, with the vaunted Oshawa Generals of the OHA. Now, he's 1972 draft year. He put up 56 points in 59 games. Had some season in Hershey before Pittsburgh called him up in the 73 season. And 74, he found himself moving a lot. He was with Hershey, Pittsburgh, and found his way into Detroit. Now, the 75 season started the season with Detroit, and this is where the statistical close to record almost came into bear. He was minus 15 to start the season in 50 games with Detroit. 2 goals and 15 assists for 17 points. But because you got to remember, this was the original Washington Capitals. He found his way to Washington. In 20 games, he was minus 54 with a goal and 5 assists for 6 points. So for the season, he was minus 69. Now, 76, it was a little bit better. He put up nearly career numbers with 9 goals and 13 assists for 22 points, with only a minus 52 in 79 games. Now, 77 with Washington, the team got a little bit better. He put up 30 points in 75 games, career numbers, with only a minus 15. 78, injury-plagued season, he only played 29 games with a minus 13, with 9 points. And his last major league career season, 1979, 8 points in 30 games, with finally the clouds had lifted a +2. But an original season for Jack and the other players was quite rough, and I don't want to overly criticize the team, but let's look at this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just go over this very quickly and tell you how rough it was. Okay. The 74-75 season for Washington, they ended up with only 9 wins, 60, not like I said, sorry to get negative here. Anyway, they had more than 65 losses. So the team, Tommy Williams minus 69, Dennis Dupree minus 43, Mike Marson minus 65, Yvon Labra minus 54, goes on. But what really stands out for me, ladies and gentlemen, they had a defenseman by the name of Bill Mickelson. 10 points in 59 games. Guess what his plus-minus was, ladies and gentlemen? Just take a guess. Minus 82. So Matt tells me that Jack Lynch was either getting paired with Greg Jolie, who was minus 69, or Mickelson was minus 82. And again, they weren't, they were just an expansion year. But the team just basically clobbered them, ladies and gentlemen. So you look at Tommy Williams' numbers. He led the team with 58 points, but he was minus 69. So technically, he had to be on the ice for at least 125 goals if you do the rough statistics. So I mean, it was pretty rough. But Jack Lynch had talent. I saw him play with Detroit, and I saw him play with Pittsburgh, and later with what they call the more established Washington franchise. But wrong place, wrong time for someone of his talent. And taken 24 overall by the Penguins, he worked out for a number of years in the NHL. But like I said, he had to play a defenseman, and Lynch being a young player, I think he was only 20. He was only like 22, 23 when he was playing with Washington. So, not his fault. But I want to say, just have respect for the Washington Capitals players at that time, because again, they were just building, and Jack was part of those building blocks. So when he won the cup a couple of years ago, I thought about Jack Lynch, because maybe he should have more respect for the established players of the expansion Capitals like he was, and keep respect in mind. So that's the legendary career of Jack Lynch. Thanks for listening. Bye.